We begin by taking a look at yesterday's fire. Another fire in downtown Hazard, and it's one people in Perry County will talk about for a while. This morning, lives are in ruins along with the building that housed their apartments or businesses. Jeff Riley shot this video from a drone soon after the fire broke out yesterday morning. Some people lost everything they had. The only good news, no serious injuries, and firefighters were able to keep the fire from spreading to other buildings. WIMT's Matthew Rand has more.
Firefighters are not sure how the flames got started, but after several hours they were able to get the fire under control. Little could be saved, a harsh reality for the people who called this building home.
My car keys were even in the apartment, and I can't even take off in my car, and I'm lost for words. I don't know where to go or where to start.
Ruby Gayhart says she lived here with her partner, 3 stepchildren, and her teenage daughter.
I'm a recovering addict, and I've had two and a half years clean, and this is not going to get me. No, I'll still do it. I'll still make it. I did it before.
Officials say anywhere from 50 to 100 people lost their homes, but no serious injuries have been reported.
Our fire department's done one heck of a job, and I just hope people are proud of them. I really am.
The mayor says what will happen to the building is unclear, as is what many people who lived here will do next.
If anybody prays, just pray. It's what we need right now.
Several businesses on the south end of Main Street will remain closed through Wednesday.
A portion of Main Street remains closed this morning. Also unclear is how the fire will affect plans for the upcoming Black Gold Festival, which is set to take place downtown in Hazard in just a couple of weeks. The fire left many families without a home. Apartments at both Main Street Mall and the white building next to it were evacuated early Tuesday morning. Main Street Mall was engulfed in flames while the apartment building next to it was flooded.
62 years of my life went down the drain. Burnt.
Did you have a lot of memories in there?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. I must have 4,000 or 5,000 pictures. They're gone. Everything's gone.
We were able to open up the fellowship hall. We have cots here. We were able to get some things in gear before emergency management and Red Cross were here.
Officials with emergency management and the Red Cross are now at the First Presbyterian Church. All families and even pets are welcome at the church. We have learned of about 50 students in the Hazard City school system impacted by the fire. Faculty at the schools say they need any clothes you might be able to offer, along with toys, bins, and hygiene products. Those items can be dropped off at the schools or at the Presbyterian Church. Resource managers will get them to families in need. Serving as a staple since the 1920s, the building held lasting memories for many who grew up in Hazard. It might be best known as the Grand Hotel building, which was first known as the Combs Hotel, but many will also remember Scott's and TG&Y. It also survived several floods, most notably the 1957 and 1963 flood. WIMT's Angela Reigard spoke to folks who shared their memories.
Sydney Francis sits and sews at the Bobby Davis Museum. Her day is spent surrounded by precious artifacts, among them a switchboard from the old Grand Hotel.
The Combs Hotel began as a 6-story brick building when it was constructed in 1921.
A historic building, now burned. Tuesday's fire left the building charred. Now all that's left are memories.
The floors creaked. You know, you could tell it was an old building because I could just hear those floors creaking, and you'd go up the stairs and there would be a kind of a creak in the steps.
Built in 1921, the building was known as the Grand Hotel, a staple in the community for many years.
There were white tablecloths and lovely waiters and waitresses, and it was run by a lady named Ma Combs, who had run a restaurant earlier in the history of Hazard.
Scott's Dime Store also called the building home, filled with candy and books, any kid's dream.
Everything sparkled and everything was glossy and very inviting to kind of put your hands on.
Many businesses, including a jewelry store, called the building home through the years. Downtown Hazard flourished.
You saw almost everything. You saw preaching on the courthouse steps. You saw people just talking to each other, and cars it was hard to get through town.
Now you see what remains of the historic building.
It's just, when you look at it as a hole in the ground, you're going to think, how could I have gone through all those experiences in that small of a space?
A piece of history that holds a special place in many hearts.
Owners of the building say they were not ready to talk to us on camera, but they did tell us they are worried about the future of Main Street. But many hope it will make a comeback just like it did all those years ago. There was also a fire in the same building in 1928 that killed 5 people. Fortunately, no fatalities yesterday. This was just the latest historic building to go up in flames. There have been 5 major fires downtown since 2001. WYMT's Steve Hensley takes a look back.
In October 2001, 2 businesses and a law office were destroyed by fire, and water heavily damaged the brand new studios of 4 radio stations. It's believed that fire was started by an electrical problem. Just a few months later, in February 2002, a second fire destroyed a paint store and a church. That fire was suspicious, but no one was ever charged. A third fire broke out in March 2004 and was ruled arson from the beginning. A man later pleaded guilty to setting the fire in an apartment that destroyed 2 businesses. Finally, in December 2005, a fire destroyed a law office and several apartments. That building was next to the one that burned Tuesday and was later torn down. All of the fires were in buildings that were a part of Main Street for decades.
The site of one fire on Main Street was later turned into a park next to People's Bank. Another fire near downtown Hazard in December 2011 gutted the old Hazard High School building, which was being used for apartments. We live in a digital age of reporting, and cell phones allow you to be eyes and ears. Many of you sent us your own photos and pictures. One Perry County man gave us a view of the fire from the sky. This video came from a drone. Jeff Riley's hobby is photography, and he wanted to gain a perspective nobody else could. Riley says the camera was about 200 feet off the ground.
It gives you a perspective from an angle that you never would ever see it from no other way. There's just no other way to experience that. It gives you a perspective of just how it is, and then of course the fire department and all they do to protect and do what they do for the city and for the county too.
Riley also plans to offer the video to firefighters to help them better perform their jobs. And those firefighters risked their lives yesterday. They worked tirelessly to knock down the flames. Beyond the damage, there is a greater story of service, and we want to thank those first responders. This was not just one department, it was many from all across the region joining together for one common goal. And teamwork will help us see beyond the darkness of yesterday morning.